Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about getting fiefs, managing garrisons, getting new clans, and managing an overall kingdom. This will be part 2 of my two-part series that focuses on kingdom management as a whole. In the previous video we talked about setting up parties, armies, and going from mercenary to vassal to your own kingdom. If you missed it, the link to part 1 will be linked below. Now, okay, let's begin where we left off at the end of part 1. You have your own kingdom, 1 or 2 castles, and an army of you and your companions. What is the next move? Well, the next move is to attack and take some more land. For this to happen, we have to first find a kingdom that is both doing poorly and also in wars with other kingdoms. To check the overall power of a kingdom, go to the Diplomacy tab in the Kingdom tab, and pretty much you're going to find Total Strength. And total strength is the amount of units the kingdom has in roaming lord parties, which pretty much means like any lord that's under them, and garrison units in their fiefs, which are castles and towns. I'm going to do that right now on the screen. As you can see, we're going to go on the Kingdom tab, Diplomacy tab, and right over here, any kingdom that you pick is going to show your strength compared to their strength, right? So right now in this save, I own the whole map. That's why I have such a huge strength. And this number that they have only consists of lords that are under the Khazaits, right? Because they have no garrisons. Because technically I have them all for this playthrough. And to check which kingdom is at war with the other kingdoms, which is the second part of, finding a poor kingdom, you need to press the key N, which we're going to do right now. You need to go to Kingdoms, and then you pick any kingdom from over here, and they tell you exactly who they are at war with at the bottom of the screen. So once you pick a target, and pretty much the target you want to pick is like I said before, someone who has similar, similar power as you or similar strength as you, and also someone who's in a lot of wars, because it's gonna pretty much, it won't be a 1v1, it will be you versus that kingdom, and then that kingdom is going to be versus a lot of other people. It's like a free-for-all. So once you find your target, find a castle they own or a town if you want to be, ballsy, you want to be confident in yourself, you can go find a town. Then you can either attack a lord nearby, raid a village, or attack some villagers to start that war, because you can't siege a place before you guys are, if you guys are neutral, you can't really siege it. So do something hostile, like attack a lord, raid a village, or attack some villagers. That will start the war, and once it starts, besiege the fief as soon as possible. And pretty much, if it is a pretty even fight, if the numbers are very similar between your army and how much people are in the fief, I would suggest you build 1 ram and 1 siege tower. If you outnumber them by 40% or more, I would say you don't really need to build anything. You can go in as is. And also, remember, time is very important early game. You don't have the forces that your enemies have, so you have to move fast. You can't just siege a fief for a couple of days and build catapults and do that whole thing, because the enemy is going to build a huge army and they're going to take over you very easily. Also, as a side note, if you do this and you get caught by a huge army as you're sieging, please just pay for peace and be done with it. It's not worth losing all your units and your whole army and all your companions. Be smart and then get revenge later, right? So pay for the peace, and then you'll get your revenge. Now you build your start in siege and you start your assault. When you spawn, automatically run up with your horse to the ladders that are located right next to the walls. There's 2 different spots they can be, and start picking them up. Once your army sees you picking up one of the ladders, they will come to your aid, and they will start climbing the wall a lot faster than if you were not to come, right? If you did not build any siege towers, you will have 2 sets of 2 ladders to pick up. When you build a siege tower, they replace ladders. So if you build 2 siege towers before you start assaulting during your siege phase, there will be no ladders. Now, use your skills and fight it out. I would suggest bringing a bow and sniping the enemy archers that are posted on the walls. They usually get a lot of free shots on a lot of your troops pushing up, and if you can take them out early, you can save a lot of troops' lives. Now, let's fast forward. Once you've taken the fief, run into that same fief, so pretty much your companion parties that are in your army, they're going to drop off some units automatically into the garrison when you run into a friendly fief, right? You can also add some troops of your own if you would like to. I suggest putting at least 30 to 50 troops inside of a castle garrison and 50 to 80 in a town as a start. The key for this is you want to stall an enemy if they start sieging your fief. You don't really want to protect it to the brim because you don't have the units for it as of right now. But if you leave very little units or no units in the garrison, the castle will be taken as soon as the enemy lord builds their siege, and you don't really want that, right? Plus, if you only have a garrison of 20 units, guess what? They don't need a four-man army to attack your castle. Some lord with 50 units can siege your castle as well, and you don't really want that. So you kind of want that like good amount, so where the small lords, they won't attack you, and only the big armies will. Now, once that is done, you can either be greedy and go for another one, or you can choose to make peace with the kingdom and build up your garrisons and your armies back, because obviously after the siege you're going to lose some units. Check the diplomacy tab again. If you and your enemy kingdom are very close in power and strength, then continue. If they have overwhelming numbers, make peace and rebuild, and then start again. Now let's say you chose peace. Next thing to do is to rebuild. Beef up your garrisons, make policies, and make project upgrades, which are in your fiefs. So first thing I would do is I would talk to each of the companions that are in your army right now and take some troops out of each party. You will donate these extra troops to your fief's garrison. Leave enough troops obviously for your companion parties, to still be able to fight off bandits. Now, once you took the troops, disband your army, donate the troops to the garrison, and now we're going to go into managing the town and, the upgrades and projects. We're going to talk about that. So, when you just got in a fief, I'm going to show you on the screen right now. This is one that I own. I'm going to go into it. And as you're going to see, you have the managed garrison. That's where you're going to drop off the troops. And you have this managed castle. And here there are projects that can be upgraded and daily default. These are the projects right here. And there's daily defaults that pretty much will help you, improve an aspect, improve one of these daily, right? An aspect of the fief. So what I would suggest, I'm not going to go through all of this. They're very once you read them, you know what they are. They're not very complicated. So just read them. See which ones you need, see what you're lacking over here, and from there, go on to see what you want to choose as your default. As you can see, there's one for loyalty, one for village growth, one for settlement militia. They all help a certain thing, right? So if you're really lacking in food, do the village growth. This one helps you with food. If you're lacking in militia, do the one with militia. Very simple, right? And here are also some extra tips when it comes to managing fiefs. They're really in no order whatsoever, but just take it how it is, right? So governors right here, they can either be positive or negative to the fief. So once you assign a new governor, check what they change. Sometimes it will go down. Sometimes it will go up. If it goes down, unassign them. It doesn't take that much. Just, it doesn't take anything. It's free to assign and unassign. So test it out. The best governors have high trade, steward, or leadership. Also, if you want to find a list of these companions that have, because you use companions as governors, you can also use your wife or spouse, right? But if you want to find some good companions with high trade, stewardship, and leadership, some guy on Reddit made a great list. I'm going to link it down below. It's going to be down there if you want to go check out that list. Now, also, do not waste too much money on reserves. 10k is plenty, which is the max, I'm pretty sure, right here. Yeah, 10k is plenty. You don't need more than this. You probably don't even need the full 10k. And you can't take this money back, so don't dump like 50k in here. It's kind of pointless. Because even if you don't put anything to the reserve, stuff will still be built. It just depends on how fast you want to build it, right? This is just a boost to your building speed. Now, very simple also, I kind of mentioned it earlier. If you ever want to know how to increase one of these, see what is affected by it, right? If we just mouse over any of these, it tells you what pretty much goes into account to give you that number of +6 or +1. Just scroll over it and just see what you can change and see what you can't change and see, things of that nature, right? So, and one more thing, actually two more things. Militia over time they go down, like this number will go down. The +1 will go down further and further because over time more troops will retire and just live there and not be troops. You know, you can't control this, just know it's a thing. Also, get rid of units in your garrison to up food. If your food starts going absolutely negative, get rid of some units in your garrison. There's too many units, not enough food. So those are some, you know, tips right there. Also, as a side note, a fief is only as good as their villages that they are connected to, right? So make sure you fight off bandits and clear hideouts near your fief. This will make your villagers a lot more safe and able to go from village to town a lot more effectively. They can trade, they can get their, you know, prosperity up, all that stuff. So, you know, take care of your land. Now, back to recruiting. I created a video on this topic a couple days ago on how to recruit a lot of troops quick. The link will be down below. But basically, all you really do is you let your companions farm up their party size. Then you call them to your army. You call them back to your army. You take some of their troops. And you let them go again, right? You disband the army and let them go. And you let them farm it up again. You do that a couple times, you will have a well-rounded army. And you'll have a lot of strong garrisons. Also, as you are doing this, make sure you keep proposing policies when you receive enough influence. I made a video on the top policies to pick early on. The link will be down below. I also talked about it in part 1. It's the same video. Also, I made a further guide on policies, talking about a lot of policies and which ones I think are good overall, which ones I think are kind of right? The video is kind of outdated. There's a couple policies that were changed, but it is still a good reference in my opinion, so the link to that will be also down below. Now, you are almost ready for war again, but it is time to recruit some clans. So you can build your overall army size and kingdom strength, because you get pretty much capped at how many companion parties you can have. So you need to pretty much take outside lords and build your influence. Recruiting clans is a very simple concept. You engage with the lord and question their ruler pretty much. You go through a speech check, and once you pass, you either have to pay them to join or they join for free. Also, if they ask for an absurd amount that you obviously might not have, or it might be all the money that you do have, do not do it. They will be the first to leave. Pretty much the higher the money that you have to pay them is, the more they don't trust you and are pretty much, you know, tiptoeing on if they should leave you or not. Also, do not recruit minor factions like the Hidden Hand, the Lake Rats, the Wolfskins, or any of those guys. If you want to know all the minor factions, again, press the key N, like I am right here. Go to Kingdoms. No, don't go to Kingdoms. Go to Clans, and then go to Minor. And these are all the minor factions. These are the guys who usually are mercenaries, so do not try to recruit them as a vassal. They will leave very soon, because obviously they like to be mercenaries. They don't really care about land. So I also have a visual representation of how speech checks go and how all of that is done and how to get a clan on your side, right? The link to that will be down below. Now that you have them, you have to give them a reason to stay. Also, I do have a video on this topic as well. So the link to that will be down in the description. But pretty much it's a simple concept. You pretty much use the support feature that you have in your clans tab that's located in your kingdoms tab, and you use that button until you get I would say at least positive or close as you can get to positive reputation. And I'm going to show you right now on the screen what that means. You go to your kingdom tab, you go to your clans tab. Let's pretend this is the clan that just joined us. As you can see, this support button is it costs 50 influence, and every time you press it, these guys and the clan itself, I guess like the clan name or whatever, they will get +2 reputation. So if I click this, sometimes it will be +3. Sorry about that. So +2 or +3. If I go to a different clan, let's say this one's +3. Let's see if we can find a +2. See, this one is +2. So it depends on the clan, but some are +2 and some are +3 for 50 influence. So you do this enough times until they're at least positive. That's step 1. Now the second step is you need to give them some land as soon as possible. So to do this, you want to start a new war like you did before, same way as we talked about it before. But this time, invite this new clan that just joined to your army and take this fief together. And once you've taken this new fief with this new clan, Don't be greedy. Give it to them. You know, don't ever be greedy with your fiefs. Take as much as you need to sustain positive income and all that, but after that, give them away to a lot of your clans. As you can see in my kingdom tab right here, I took over the whole map doing this. And as you can see, I have 9 fiefs, and this next person has 5, 6, 3, 3, 2, 3. You know, there's more 5s, more 5s. I'm not greedy about it. This guy even has 8. I'm pretty sure it's only 2 people. See? I'm not greedy about my fiefs, and that's why they stayed, and that's why right now we are the big dogs. You know, we pretty much own everything. So that pretty much does it for part 2. After this, I suggest you just rinse and repeat and have fun, get married in the game, do all of that. And I have a lot of videos on this game and a lot of features of this game. So if you enjoyed this, you want to know about more things, go check out all the other videos. You know, I try my best to give you guys the best info possible. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. All the links and everything will be down below. And like always, stay safe.